Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth Talk podcast. I'm back here with my brother Jay.
Hey guys.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Kanye West. Let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about Kanye West speaking about being put under MKULTRA. For the last few months, we have been seeing Kanye West everywhere. It all started with the White Lives Matter shirt that he wore in a picture next to Candace Owen. After that stunt, it seems like Kanye had a plan that might not have gone the way he wanted. Shortly after Kanye wore the White Lives Matter shirt, we saw him start calling out Diddy. Kanye claimed that Diddy was trying to get rid of him and take him out. He also said that the Jewish music executives were the ones that sent Diddy to try to control Kanye. Kanye also started speaking about handlers that were trying to control him. Shortly after all of this, Kanye decided to call out the Jewish executives for what he claims they did to the culture. At this point, many people started thinking that Kanye might have been trying to expose the industry. We saw Kanye speak on several industry issues. Like I stated before though, I don't think Kanye was truly exposing the industry, but instead trying to take a stand for a self-beneficial gain. Now it appears that Kanye might be facing the consequences for speaking out. We saw the entire industry coming after Kanye and appearing to cancel him because of his remarks. He was also dropped by his record label, Adidas, and even had his bank accounts closed. Even though it appeared that Kanye was being canceled, he was still getting mainstream interviews on many big platforms. All of what Kanye was going through quickly caught up with him after Kanye revealed some interesting text messages between him and one of his handlers. A couple days ago, Kanye posted a conversation that clearly showed that not only is he under control by the Hollywood handlers, but he seems to be under MKULTRA as well. The text messages show Kanye's personal trainer / handler telling Kanye if he didn't sit down and have a discussion about his actions, they would have him institutionalized and put in a zombie-like state. Out of all the things Kanye revealed, this is the most honest and most important. Kanye is under MKULTRA, just like many other celebrities are. It is no surprise that Britney Spears said the same thing happened to her when they were controlling her under a conservatorship. She was being dosed with medications that had her like a zombie. This makes a person much easier to control. Kanye might be a Masonic puppet, but I'm not going to lie. It does appear he's taking a stand, at least with this point. Not many celebrities have spoken about the use of MKULTRA in the entertainment industry. We have spoken about MKULTRA many times on this channel. Giving people medications were one of the techniques used by the CIA to break down a person's mind. What Kanye revealed is that he's clearly a victim of MKULTRA. This may explain why he's currently having a breakdown and why the industry is trying to regain control of him. Kanye is a powerful voice, and they can't allow him to break away from the agenda. It's easy to see that what Kanye is going through right now, he brought it upon himself, but it's very obvious that there is an underlying issue that's going on right now. By Kanye revealing this, he might be putting his life in even more danger. Not only was he coming at the Jewish people and pointing fingers, but now he's explaining the process of what they do to keep these people quiet. You see what I mean, Jay?
Yeah, I see what you mean. And it's crazy though to think when like they do this MKULTRA show, they want to control people to make them do what they want to do. You can only compartmentalize things for so long before it starts to come out and blending in with everything else. And it seems like that's what's happening here. It seems like the puppet, his stitches are coming undone and the stuffing is falling out.
That's a very good way to see it. In my opinion, he had that situation where I think he wanted more money or he had an issue with Adidas. I think he felt that he was finally at their level because of the amount of money that he has and the leverage that he thought he has that they took away from him so quickly. The thing is that he saw how quickly he wasn't a god when he actually went against the people who actually run things, the people who are on top and make the shots. Kanye's career was unraveled pretty quickly, even though it didn't seem like it was a possibility ever. When you think about Kanye, how many things did Kanye do that you think he should have been canceled for?
Too many to count, to be honest, and it's funny that you say that because he thought he was ready for this fight and it's showing that he most definitely isn't. I don't think anyone is. You can't go against the system, you know what I mean? You can just know what it is, expose it for the truth, but we're all seeing what's happened to Kanye right now for speaking the truth, for trying to come out and expose the things that are happening behind closed doors and instantly canceled. Like you said, his bank accounts being canceled, his sponsorships with all these companies being canceled, everything's being canceled on him. And this is someone who we're talking about is extremely wealthy, has a ton of influence, and now looks like he's becoming nothing overnight.
You know what's really interesting? You see how after they started canceling him, he no longer was a billionaire no more?
Overnight, lost all his money. But like, think about like politicians though. When they stop following the status quo, when they stop following what they're supposed to do, all of a sudden some scandal pops up where, oh, well, when you were younger, you did this and now we're all finding out about it. Or, guess what? He was driving under the influence and gets locked up and his career's all done. It usually tends to coincide with things that they went against the status quo, They spoke out.
You know what's interesting about the situation is that a lot of people don't believe MKUltra because it sounds like this crazy conspiracy theory. It sounds like nonsense. It's already been documented that it took place and it's actually real. A lot of people just don't understand. There was many layers to MKUltra, and one of those layers were using medications to break down a person's mind to have better control over them. We see that system implemented at a larger scale with these celebrities, and when it comes to day-to-day people, we're given medications sometimes to control us. That's what I see that's happened to Kanye. He is literally telling the people, he's saying, look, I am being controlled. I am trying to speak out, and look what they're doing to me for trying to speak out. It's incredible when you think about it.
The thing is, if you don't think about MKUltra being real, like you said, it's been exposed, the documents out there that it's been done, the fact that it works. Think of general anesthesia. When you go under for surgery, literally there's medication that can be given to you to make it so you feel no pain, remember nothing that happened to you. What's to say there's not medication that's like that can put you in that state of feeling no pain, remembering nothing, and then doing something else and being functional in a different way? The technology is there, the medicine is there. It's just who has access to it that's restricted.
What I found the most interesting about the entire situation is that Kanye's still alive. They don't allow someone with as much power as Kanye to speak out in the way he is. They usually either would lock him up, like you said, arrest him. He would already been behind bars for some stupid bogus charge. Or they'll do the other option, and we know what that option is. Kanye West will be no more. But for some reason, they're just letting him talk. I don't know if it's because they know they're going to regain control. These text messages to me prove that they're trying to regain control. We're telling you, hey, if you don't let us get back in control of you, if you don't fall back in line, then we're going to force you to fall back in line. And I think that's when maybe it'll be too late if Kanye doesn't accept that. Because when you think about it, they're not going to let Kanye have a free voice. They'll let him say the crazy things he say, but he's still working for a greater agenda. Kanye is worth too much for them. They need him. They use him for so long, and they build him up to this level of immortality almost. Kanye is like a Michael Jackson. Kanye is like a Drake, where his legacy is solidified, but they're going to use that legacy for their benefit, to push their agenda, to make their money. So I don't feel like they want Kanye out of the picture. I just feel like they want to regain control of him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think it's one or two things, honestly. It's they're afraid that if something were to happen to him, he might have a contingency plan in place that will expose so much more that because at that point he won't care anymore. Or the other thing, eyes wide shut. They're telling you everything right there and telling you, haha, believe it or not, it's on you. But they're literally showing it to you in your face like they normally do.
I think that was a good point that you just said. Maybe, who knows? Kanye could possibly have set it up where, hey, if anything happens to me, release these documents, release this, and expose such and such. And that's probably what's keeping him going. And you're right. Kanye's not a regular guy. You know, I've said a million times, he sold out, but he climbed the hierarchy. You know, he is not the regular sellout. He's the one that's chosen. They chose him. They pumped them up to this level. So, you know, what comes up must come down. If they build them up, they can break them down. They can destroy everything they help build. And I think Kanye has forgotten about that. When you get this much power, your ego, it starts to consume you, and you start to think through your ego instead of through your brain. You start to think, oh, I'm unstoppable. At no moment do I think that Kanye was like, all right, I'm against the Masonic agenda. I'm against the industry agenda. No, because this is Kanye's entire career. He would have to throw his career in the trash. He would never do that. What he is talking about is how it's unfair for them. Because in the industry, the artists are basically slaves. The only people that really make money in the industry are the industry executives. Artists get to make play money. What the artists make, the industry people make that in a month. The lives that the rappers want to live, they can live it 1,000,000 times and still be rich. The problem is that the artist is starting to realize, I'm doing a lot of work. I'm the face. I'm the one that's making all the music, that has no sleep, that goes state to state. And how come I'm only getting 12% while these people are getting all the money? Like Kanye said, he realized it's a certain group of people that have majority of the power. So this is starting to affect the veteran artists. The new artists are new money. They go in, you give them $100,000. That's probably the most money they've seen in their lives. But someone like Kanye, who's wanting to do these billionaire moves and pull his chest out and stand next to billionaires and act like he's on the same level as them, for him to see that he is not, I think is what's causing this type of reaction. And I think it might cause reactions from many other artists. When you think about this MKUltra situation, the fact that Kanye's speaking out now right after all of this, and then this takeoff stuff happens, no one's really paying attention to this. All the rest of the stuff that Kanye said, it was blown up and everybody was talking about it nonstop. This seemed very quiet. I didn't see no one really mentioning this, and this is to me more interesting than what he was saying about Diddy. And that got a lot more attention. He is literally telling us what Britney Spears was just complaining about not that long ago. She literally said that they forced her into a rehabilitation facility, made her take, medications that she didn't want to take and she felt that she didn't need every time that she spoke out. She also spoke about how they were controlling her. They weren't allowing her to have children. They weren't allowing her to have a social life. They were forcing her to perform when she didn't want to. She didn't have a choice. And at this point, Kanye is realizing, Kanye is trying to show that he's on the same level as them and he doesn't want to be controlled. He wants to be the one in charge of himself. And I don't think that we'll ever let that happen. I don't think the industry, the hierarchy of the industry, would allow someone like Kanye. They allowed someone like Jay-Z. And I still think that Jay-Z and Diddy, those people, are still below these executives.
But at the same time, like you said, they stay in their lane for the most part, They have their certain freedom, they can do what they want, but it seems like they follow the guidelines and then they're left alone. They're happy with their piece. They don't want any more, any less, pretty much.
That's a very good point because in the industry, you see this overall. Like tomorrow, if they say apples are bad, you're going to see all the artists that are like pushing the agenda, that are signed to the same labels, all saying the same thing. When you see a certain agenda being pushed, we see the entire industry, even celebrities that are in just Hollywood in general, the companies, the businesses would have that same slogan. They're all pushing the same agenda and you can see it. We live in this world where, yeah, these artists might not be all friends and everything, but they all have the same purpose. So it doesn't truly matter. It'll be interesting to see where Kanye West goes with this because in these text messages, it seems like they're trying to get him. They said, if you don't fall in line, we're going to force you to fall in line. And how we're going to do that? We're going to institutionalize you and we're going to make you into a zombie.
And the scariest part about it too is like it's all under the disguise of we're doing what's right for you. You're a danger to yourself. We want to help you out. That's why we're doing this. Nowhere do you hear them saying, hey, we're trying to censor you. Hey, you're saying things you're not supposed to say. They're telling him it's for your own good. You need this. Your mental health isn't just there. And that's the scary part, when they try to always do things behind a guise of being good,
They do that for the media so that the public won't be asking questions. Oh, why are they doing this to Kanye? Oh, no, Kanye needed this. You saw how Kanye West was acting. He was insane. He was crazy. We're doing, like you said, we're doing this for his own good. Now the public, they're repeating exactly what the media said. Oh, yeah, they put Kanye in there because he was crazy. You didn't see him, all that stuff he was doing? Well, don't get me wrong. Kanye definitely has something wrong with him, but maybe he had some valid points. They say a person in desperation speaks honesty, right?
We say he's not the most stable person mentally, but at the same time, talk about MKUltra. When you mess with the human brain, you don't know what the effects could be. This could be the after effects of the actual MKUltra, of being under control, all this mental instableness. That's what it seems like to me because we can all say he's a genius when it comes to music. He puts out amazing music, he produces amazing music, but look at his social skills. They don't seem to be out there. And the human brain being as amazing as it is, it can only take so much.
We can't take away that a lot of these artists make good music. Of course not. But what I would say is that Kanye is the perfect example of someone that's had their mind messed with. He's the perfect example. How many times have he just checked into rehab? How many times have he just disappeared off the map and you don't even hear 4 or 5 months and Kanye's gone? That's a perfect example of someone, and there wouldn't be no one more beneficial to do this to. You said this the other day. You said this on one of our previous shows. Billionaires buy social platforms because they want to control the narrative and they want to control the voice. So this is the best way to control the voice. If you can get to this person's mind, break it down and control it and literally guide what he says, put a handler next to him that, you could say this, tap his shoulder when he says something wrong. This is what they want. Yeah, they're giving you this check, but the check is really to control what you say.
And not so much just to control what you say, but to control what everyone else hears, which is what's more important. It's the message that's being sent out. They're using him as like a megaphone for the most part. He has a very loud voice and they want a lot of people to hear what he's saying. They give him that script to read. And as long as he's reading the script, you're right. The handler taps him on the shoulder, says, here's a check, good job, keep it going, Here's a little bit of fame, here's a little bit of clout, keep it going. But then the moment it stops, we're seeing what happens. Here it is. They pull the rug right from under him and he's falling.
If you ask me, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys think the same way, I don't think this is the end for Kanye. Unless Kanye starts naming names and really, really speaking out and speaking about the actual agenda, I don't think that this is the end. I think, like I said, they're just having a disagreement right now. When they get to an agreement with Kanye and they compromise, or either Kanye compromises, because it's usually that way. When Kanye compromises and accepts whatever terms these people want, Kanye's right back where he's at. Everyone's loving the Yeezys still. They're going to start buying them all over again because they'll accept them everywhere. All it really takes is an apology. He makes a formal apology, which is literally just falling back in agenda, falling back in place. Everything goes away. People will say, oh, no, that's not true. I promise you it is. How many times have Kanye said, disrespectful, ridiculous things, and the masses just forgive him for it and he continues his life? It's clear what Kanye West's purpose is. It's not hard to see. But right now, like I said, the stand that he's making is necessary. Someone had to do it. I don't trust Kanye too much when it comes to this entire situation. Like I said, he's doing it for selfish reasons, but we got to take what we get. If we're getting him revealing some good information, something that can open a few people's eyes and see that, yeah, they're using these people to manipulate you, to make you buy into this lifestyle that we're seeing has devastating effects in our community. I was just talking to Emma the other day, and he was telling me how there was a young rapper who just lost his life in the Bronx. He was a teenager still. He was rapping about the drill stuff, and this is exactly what they wanted. They used these big rappers, not necessarily Kanye, because that was never the agenda he pushed, but they still use these artists to push this agenda. And now we can see it's affecting the younger artists because the younger artists grew up listening to it, believing it, and now they just want to live it out. And that's what we're seeing. This is what we have to make sure that we protect ourselves from, our children from. Kanye being controlled and letting us know that he's being controlled should open so many people's eyes to say, maybe all the stuff that I'm following right now isn't really myself. You know, maybe the things that I'm doing isn't something that I would choose to do. I was just kind of influenced to do this.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, thinking about that young artist that had that tragedy happen to him in the Bronx, even if he wasn't being handled or told to push a certain agenda, they were still affected by the agenda that someone else put out there, you know? So it seems like whatever that agenda is, they're getting the results they want one way or another, and there's always going to be victims no matter what.
I pray for Kanye. I hope he manages to expose more and we find out more from him, because he has been exposing some good information. And I pray that he stays safe and hopefully he can break free. Hopefully he can find God and he stops his arrogance, his ways of using people and manipulating them to get what he wants. Because that's what I feel Kanye does. He's a very good manipulator. His tactics are amazing. People don't even know when he's manipulating them. But I just want you guys to take this and see this as the proof that proves that in today's world, MKUltra is being used on these big celebrities so that they can control what they say and so that they can make sure we hear what they want us to hear and we only get influenced by what they want us to be influenced by. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I just want to make sure you guys remember that I just released a couple new designs on the TrueFit store. You guys should definitely check them out. They're great designs, a lot better than the previous ones. They're only going to be available until the end of December. So if you want to support the channel and help with the funding of Truth Records, check out the TrueFit store and see if you find anything you like. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the TrueFit store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the TrueFit store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.